So, anyway, that was a long rant without a lot of things going on here. Let's go ahead and maybe turn this on and just see if we can actually get started. I've got power, I've got water. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that's why it might be easier for some people to do stuff like that, is because you're not generating the content on your own. Like, one of the Let's Playing channels that I still watch, and they're not really Let's Players anymore, is the Yogscast, a British group. I mean, they've really become more of a variety entertainment group. They still primarily focus on video games, but they still do other things as well. And I feel like what became a real benefit for them and why they exploded 10 years ago was just because they had that group that could create content together. It wasn't just one person carrying the burden. Yeah, I mean, they're a network now that has several dozen channels, and they do live streaming, they do charity events. I mean, they're huge, and that came about because of that networking. And I feel like that's kind of where the YouTube partnership thing started and then kind of fell apart. It was really good for people that networked together, but for a small channel like mine, it was really just bringing in a little bit of revenue. I never really benefited too much from it myself. Um, so I don't know. It's difficult, I think, as someone like myself that I'm not terribly social. I don't really go out of my way to participate in a lot of things. I don't really try to. I'm very focused on doing things myself, just because I know what I want to do and how I want to do it. So I'm kind of self-reliant in that, and that makes it a lot harder. Stumped, huh? I've not heard of them. I'll have to look at that. Oh, we have no power going to this. And we also have no industry. Can I turn that down? You are also going to need power. Well, we'll get rid of some of these awful power lines as the city develops. I guess I could do maybe a roadway out here. I think maybe I should pause. We definitely need some jobs first. What do you mean? Oh, because they weren't connected to that. Man, they managed to fill that up really quickly. Should we do like a painted road? Painted median road? 4 out here. And then I guess we could do kind of a back way. Back way industry. Is that proper angle? Can I... Oh yeah, we can totally be doing this right now. I'm being silly. Let's just go ahead and open some things up here. And I turned off all of the restrictions, and I still forgot that they were even a thing. That I could actually do this without worrying about it and start building wherever I wanted. I can tell I'm really going to have to change my mindset about how streaming works versus Let's Playing, because I'm not being very focused at all, and I can only imagine that's not terribly interesting to watch. Okay, so we do have some forestry there, so that's pretty good. And then we do have a little bit of forestry here. I can do outside farming. I think we'll want to change that to a clover leaf after all. And I have no ore? There doesn't appear to be any ore. Okay, there's over there. So if we build a big bridge over there, I hate that idea already, especially given where this is. So maybe I can do a road junction there. I really think a third one is probably the better way to go. So I'll consider that. But we don't need to get there right now. We can just focus on this. So let's do a little bit of this kind of road. Up the hill. I think I want to do some terraforming there. This is probably not going to work out too well. Alternatively, I can just make the road go this way. Let's actually make that just a little... Okay, I think that'll work. Nope, 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 nope. Split one off down this way, I guess. It is kind of an awkward way to build this. I also don't have the new Industries DLC. I'm not sure that I want it, to be honest. Why am I building with that? I don't think I meant to do that. Okay. Let's do... some industry there. Let me look at this resources again. That's actually pretty... I think this one might not work out that way, but if I do... Is it me or is that getting really loud again? Districts. This is how you do this, right? Nope, 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 not, yeah. And then I do... Oh. Oh, okay, good. It turns it into... Okay, yeah. Okay, so now we got a little bit of industry. I also don't have that watered. Maybe if we do... Okay. Well, I'm sure that's going to be a little bit of a problem there, but it should be connected there, and then we just need to get that there. Okay. So now, finally, we actually have a city started. Already we've got crime. Crime rate is high in this one particular place. In all these particular places. So that's great. Okay. Well, I guess we need to begin doing some infrastructure for that. Police station, or a different police station. So where am I going to want my downtown at? Probably better over here. I think this will be kind of an offshoot of the main downtown. One thing I do want to do, I think this will be the leftmost branch of this because it's so far here, but why don't we go ahead and put down a police station right here. I feel like this will be a lot easier for these guys to turn around and go places if it's at an intersection. But let's actually put it right there. Okay. Because my thinking is that if you've got it on a side street like this, they can get around to where they need to go a lot easier than if you've got them facing here and then they come this way around, and power is going to be constantly fighting me. Okay, we don't need that anymore. So we are taking care of that. Right, so what I'm thinking, and this is based on my hometown's layout, is a central road flanked with one-ways, and then kind of crossed on both sides. So you've got a major flow in the middle on like a main and central, and then the blocks on the next side are one-ways going opposite directions, and then I don't even remember how many blocks down, but then there's even more one-ways. And so what that does is it kind of allows some high-speed areas sort of central to the downtown area, which in that town is doesn't really matter because most of the city is moved far away to the opposite side of the city than the original downtown. But I feel like that kind of will help a lot too. I want to incorporate one-ways and bus and rail into the city and see if we can kind of focus on a nice traffic flow. And I'm looking at this, and I really don't like it. Mostly because now we're kind of stymied with this. So I think I'm going to pause this real quick, and I'm going to get rid of that, and we're just going to go straight into... I don't know how far that goes. I think it probably goes to the end of this. So if I leave that there... should now be able to take that. Of course it's not going to work. How do you... Oh, yeah. Freaking awkward rotation. So why can't you just do what I want? That looks a little bit better. I realize that this is probably not ideal for inside of a city, but I really do think that the way this game treats highways and heavy road is not going to make a difference. Holy crap, that's going to make a difference. I did not mean to put a 6-lane down in the middle of that. There's too many roads now. I don't even remember where these things are. There we go. That one. That is what I'm looking for. This one I think is the free build, right? No? So I'm still gonna have to do something like that. Okay, what the hell? Because this is road, not highway. Boy. So how do you have just the one side of the highway? Is it just this? Oh. And then, whoa, geez. And then it just automatically knows which way it's flowing. See, that just... I mean, why even bother at that point? So then we go back to this with these. Nope, too far, too far. Okay. Nope, this way. Then we do that. Well, you're right about the game deciding when it wants to be loud. Because it's not playing along. So we do that. Is that actually lined up? Well, that worked out very well. Except that I'm now using a different kind of road here. So maybe I'll still have that do something, I don't know. I could do some really terrible monstrosity of like a roundabout right after a clover leaf. So it gets loud. The music gets loud based on that, or just the? I understand like the setting down the roads and all that stuff. That's very weird. I'm gonna have to play with the sound balance of this game a little bit more. We can start going again. Okay, so housing is still in demand, that's good. We can do a little bit more there. Probably there, and then I don't think I actually wanted to make a big commercial area like that. Let's do... Instead, let me kill that, and then do just a front line. Actually, no. This is the wrong side of the road for this. I want to do that. In that case, let's maybe take this police station. Actually, I can just move the one, right? Yeah. Did precisely what I did not want it to do. So once this builds up, that should have its power again. And if I do... That kills the... Yeah, it does. See, it doesn't do that in SimCity. In SimCity, it just paves over that. That's really annoying. Really, I don't even think I can hear that kind of detail. I can zoom into... I don't think I'm that close. Either that or it's cranked down so far that I can't actually hear a lot of residential sounds. So it does look like we've actually got it so that this has not developed. That does not mean it will not. But I feel like you could get a house in there. Okay, now we are overabundant on that. Maybe I could kill some of this, because I really don't actually want a whole block. I feel like we'd probably want to change a little bit about how that goes with commercial. You know, maybe like I'm thinking visually we'd like to have commercial on some streets, but not like a whole round block. Not in the residential area, anyway. Because I do want to mix a little bit of commercial with the residential, rather than just have big zones of commercial right next to big zones of residential. Once the city gets bigger, that might make more sense, but I think that for low density, we're going to probably be better off by not doing that. So why don't I take this, and then we will dezone this, which those business owners are going to love me for, because now these will devolve, right? I mean, the demand for it alone has gone away. I mean, I feel that's oversaturation of a market there. Surely, with all the expansions, we could have gotten a little bit more variety in these kinds of buildings, right? So how's this actually look to go down. Should be nice. I'm thinking... So how am I going to want to do public transport when we get to it? Because right now this works. You know, it's a fairly small little neighborhood. They managed to get there over to the industry with a little bit less hassle than they otherwise would in a bigger city. These guys still have not... Okay, can we... That should now extend that over, right? We haven't extended enough. It just hasn't extended enough. We'll just do that for now, and then once this builds up... Because we just don't have the demand. So you can kind of see the ratio of commercial demand to residential demand. I mean, 1 block of commercial is probably equivalent to 4 blocks of residential. So that's interesting. So there's your grocery store. This is something... These advertisements on there, is that a mod that I'm using? I feel like there was a mod that does this, where it puts in a lot of extra little advertising stuff on buildings. The BBQ. This is another thing that kind of bothers me too, is the way that it keeps the buildings level to the point where if the ground slopes, it just does this. It looks a lot better than like in SimCity Societies, where it pops it up like 5 feet and you gotta climb a ladder to get into the store. But I don't know. When you're playing like this, I guess it doesn't look too bad. Okay, we got garbage issues. So let's do... May as well put the dump out here, where it can do the most damage to the environment, and put it right there. Could also actually just probably put an incinerator out there right now. And maybe we could get some through streets started here. So if I was going to build a bridge, I'd probably want to use it off of a road that was already connected to a major intersection. So we'd probably pick this one then. And let's actually maybe do something like that. I don't like the fact that it says it's 90 degrees, but you can clearly see it just tilts over just a little bit. Whatever, that'll work. Now this is not going to be enough for a bridge. 2 lanes will not be enough. Okay, apparently they want healthcare too. Not unreasonable. Let's put in a decent-sized clinic. We can put that maybe a little closer to here, because if people are going to have to come in from a distance... I was going to put it further away, but then I realized that that'd be out of power. So if I do... I don't know what to do with this. Because I think this will be a major mover here. And it would probably actually be better. Where are we going? Oh. Physics? How do I physics? What the hell did we do that caused this? So these are not rapids at all. This is just somehow the game invented a wave on the river. Is this because we had it paused so long? That the physics just... I mean, what the hell's going on here? It's almost like a canal more than a river. Interesting. Might be a little precarious to build a bridge at the moment. That's another thing I kind of wanted to do, was level this out, because as we can see, this is rather steep along here. I kind of wanted to make sort of a more natural floodplain and level that out a little bit. Kind of like this, you know, where you've got a little bit more of a gradual incline. But if we're in flood season right now, that's probably not a great idea for the city. Well, I don't know what's going on there, but we need people. Are these educated jobs? Not enough workers. How were you telling me there's not enough workers? I guess we gotta put down even more people. I don't really want to put a lot there. Let's break this out again. Alright. So let's maybe put another batch there. Okay, this one has got to be a special one, right? It's just not enough. How do I see... So they're all uneducated jobs. Now, that's another thing I didn't like too much about this game. What these are? These are the wind generators. But yeah, they might actually be creating the tide. Maybe the gusts of wind just created that thing that is still moving. What the hell? I don't know. One thing I did not like about the way the education system works in this game is that as soon as you put down one school, everyone becomes educated, and then suddenly you can't find employment for the uneducated jobs. I feel like that's going to continue to be a problem. Let's do a little bit more here. And then maybe I can create some weird thing here. More parks, yes, so we should probably do that. But first, let's put down more industry and cut down trees. That's not a good thing. So if I maybe do something like this, change that to that. That's too far, but it's a good idea. That's kind of the idea that I had. So now we take... That actually covers it. Creates potential problem for intersections, but I think that might be okay.